So what is the number one biggest challenge for prospecting for a new 401k business? If you said getting your foot in the door, you're going to want to listen to what I'm about to share with you. Hi folks, Sharon Pivorato here, 401kbestpractices.com. Getting in the door with planned sponsors, I think, really is one of the most challenging aspects of bringing a new business. Maybe you have a list of prospects that you'd like to call on, but you don't know where to begin, what to say. Would you like to know how to connect with prospects over the phone so that you can get them to agree to meet with you? Or how would you like scripts and coaching from one of the industry's most accomplished, successful professionals when it comes to closing new business over the phone? I recently saw a post on LinkedIn posted by Todd Jenkins announcing a new cold calling boot camp offered by Acceleration Retirement. And because I know that this is an area where so many advisors are looking for ways to make their time and effort pay off, I just had to learn more. So listen in as I talk with Todd about the new cold calling boot camp. I saw your LinkedIn update about your boot camp. I know it's been a long time coming, or I've heard you talking about it for a few months, and I was really excited to see it. So I was hoping to get more information.
Great. The institutional cold calling boot camp is something that we've actually been. It's been a request of many of our clients to get it going for a good year now. One of our clients actually that we did training with for all of their current cold callers had asked us if we did anything like that, and we thought it was a great idea. And so we started 6 months ago basically building out the program, and basically what we've done is we've taken everything that we've known throughout the last 20 years of, through our time at Fidelity as well as our last 6 years here at Acceleration Retirement, and really condensed it into a one-day training program so that whether you're an expert advisor that's been doing, retirement plan sales for many years, or an expert advisor that knows nothing about retirement plans, or maybe you're just a brand new person in the industry that's looking to, get more proficient at making cold calls. Anybody can get a lot of value out of this meeting, and that's how we've designed it, is to really appeal to all different levels of people that might be attending. So the morning part of the session will be really all about the basics and the fundamentals, and then in the afternoon we're going to break out into groups based on skill level and have one-on-one conversations as well as training sessions throughout the afternoon so that people can really start to get some execution parts of the training as well as not just the theory.
It sounds interesting. For those that maybe don't know a lot about Acceleration Retirement, you alluded to, Fidelity in your past. Could you share a little bit more information about what Acceleration Retirement is, what services you offer besides this program?
Yeah, sure. So Acceleration Retirement is a business intelligence and marketing outsourcing firm that is 6 years old as of next month. And so we started back in 2009, and prior to that, our founder, Jane Murphy, as well as Steve Jenkins, both were senior vice presidents at Fidelity Investments all the way dating back to the early 90s. And so for over 15 years at Fidelity, they were responsible for sales as well as marketing in the direct side of Fidelity for plans that were less than $10 million. And so we took many of those years of our experience there and the blueprints of how we built a lot of the things that we did at Fidelity, and we now use a lot of those learnings as well as the connections with the trainings that we did as well as the data that we used, everything that we really know to be very valuable for the advisor marketplace today. We basically use that information to help advisors to become more effective and more efficient at marketing and selling their services. And so what we found, very early on in our process here within Acceleration Retirement was that a very large portion of advisors are relying solely on referrals as a means to grow their business. And they've tried to grow outside of referrals a couple of different times, and it really ended in disaster. Most of the times because they either partnered with the wrong firm, hired the wrong person, or started out on a plan of action that wasn't really organized or written down, and they thought they would have time to do things that they never really did. So we have tons of different clients of all shapes and sizes, providers, advisors, banks, TPAs, record keepers that we work with. And the other services that we provide besides this boot camp include consulting work around their sales and marketing and distribution models. We help clients to build new and more exciting and more very vital pieces to their marketing and sales efforts around pitch books, brochures, and email campaigns. We also help with clients. About 60% of our company's revenue is derived from outbound calling services, where we actually call for them and do the cold calling to set up appointments for advisors and providers. And then our last service involves assistance that we provide to help groups to clean up their data or build a new database of prospects. And then we also help them to with their CRM system to basically, take either a CRM that's already there and make it more efficient and effective, or we help companies a lot of times to build a new CRM, like with Salesforce or Microsoft Dynamics, which is already set up and efficient for an advisor.
Wow, so it sounds like anything related to sales and marketing, you've got a solution, pretty much.
Yeah, it's been interesting, and again, we started out really mainly with consulting and lead generation, and then what we found in 2010 and 11 was that there were just so many groups out there that were asking us, hey, can you help us with this? Can you help us with that? And so it's really over the last 3 and 4 years that we've just continued to build out our products. Not to be a jack of all trades and be kind of good at everything, but we've slowly grown over time to really make sure that as we add products and services that we have a really good staff behind it to make sure that we're doing it the right way.
Yeah. Now, for this new program, is the focus of it making calls, how to do selling over the phone? Because I know Jane's background is kind of uniquely qualifies her to be the expert in this space. So is that what the boot camp is mostly focused on, is the sales call from a telemarketing standpoint?
Correct. Yeah, it really is. And I think that the main thing that an advisor or an associate advisor or anybody that might be benefited by learning more about how to really make a good cold call, especially from a business-to-business standpoint, would learn a lot by coming to the event. And so, the main thing that I think that people will take away from it is, if I'm going to be successful in this business, what sort of a skill set do I need to have or do I need to hire for, and what's involved in really getting a plan sponsor from zero to a meeting. And there's, as you can imagine, a lot of different ways to skin that cat, but we found that the way that we really train our associates and the way that we make the calls is unique and different to the way a lot of groups make the calls, and we want to share that information and help groups around the country to get better at it.
Yeah, well, I think it's awesome that you're doing that. At the beginning of the call, something kind of caught my ear, and it said you called it an institutional cold calling boot camp. Now, is this mostly targeted then to get groups and institutions to send their folks to, or is it the individual advisor or anybody individually that wants to come is welcome?
Yeah, the institutional word is really around what the calls are focused towards. So in other words, it's a business-to-business phone call. Okay. However, there's a couple of people that have already signed up for the Dallas seminar that are focused on wealth management, and the reason that they're going is because I think that they will get at least a good amount of skill set build out of just learning how to make an opening and a closing and a middle part of a cold call, even if they're making cold calls to individuals instead of businesses. However, I think the reason that both of these advisors are coming is because they want to know more about breaking into the institutional business or breaking into the retirement plan world, and what is it going to take to really be good at that, because both of these advisors have a lot of wealth management clients underneath them that they would like to really call, and it's not so much a cold call that they're making because they already know these people, but what they're thinking about is growing that part of their business, and therefore they just want to spend a little bit of time and a little bit of money to understand, if I'm going to be good at this, then what do I need to do?
Right, right. Well, I think almost anybody, when I think about who is this program for, almost anybody that's in sales, and our target here is kind of a 401k audience, but anybody that's in sales could benefit from it. I was just on the call earlier today with somebody saying, if I reach out to a prospect, what do I say on the phone? What does that conversation sound like and look like to get them to the next step? To get them to not say, oh, we're fine, thanks for reaching out, goodbye, and hang up on me right away.
Sure.
So again, that's one of the reasons when I saw this, I wanted to learn more. So tell me a little bit more about kind of your schedule and locations. Where are you offering the program currently?
Sure. So the first program is going to be at the end of February on February the 23rd at 8:30 in the morning in Las Colinas, Texas, which is right in the middle of Dallas and Fort Worth, and it's going to be at the Nilo Hotel at one of the rooms there. We're planning on. We don't have official dates yet set for March and April and May, but we're planning on taking the cold calling boot camp to 9 or 10 of the major cities around the country. So San Francisco, Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, Miami, and then we're also thinking about adding in Washington D.C. as well.
Okay.
And so we'll be coming out with those dates probably within the next month, and we'll be having at least the next 6 months worth of dates set.
Perfect. Perfect. And what is the price? What does an advisor pay to come to this?
Yeah, so our normal training for advisors to work with us on cold calling training and over several sessions that would usually equate to about 8 hours a time, we usually charge around $2,500 for that. And it would take us usually 2 months to get through those sessions with an advisor over the phone and the internet to kind of train them up on what we need to do. What we're doing for this session is that we're taking down the price to $750 per person. And basically I think that their learning setting will be a lot more valuable as well, because there will be peers in the room as well that they can bounce ideas off of and learn from, and then there will also be the one-on-one training as well. So it's $750 per person to attend the event.
I think that's fantastic. I always like group pricing because it allows you to offer, or for the 401k advisor to attend at a price where they get kind of the same one-on-one without paying the one-on-one price, plus the benefit, as you said, of being in a room with your peers and hearing the other challenges and solutions a room of your audience can share with you. So that's fantastic. Obviously, I can already hear the benefits that an advisor will get by coming to this. What physically do they get? What do they take away from the program besides the knowledge? Is there any checklists or scripts or?
Yeah, so we have a patented process basically that we like to take all of our callers through when we train them here at Acceleration Retirement, that we're going to be providing to all of the attendees of the event. So there's going to be a large, or I shouldn't say large, but there will be a binder of information that they're going to start and leave with that's going to take them through everything that they need to know around how to open a call, what differentiated questions to ask throughout the call, and how to close the call effectively. I mean, there's a lot that we could probably spend multiple days on this if we really wanted to, and we usually do when we have an internal hire, but we're going to be hitting all the highlights of that and then making sure that people leave there with a script that they can use to go out there and be very effective at driving new sales into their office. And so they will definitely leave there with a physical, sheet and takeaway of a binder that they can use to actually make themselves more effective at the cold calling side.
Is there any ongoing support or training, or the program itself sounds like that's exactly what somebody needs, but is there anything after the training that they get or no?
Yeah, so after the training, we're inviting them to reach out and touch base with Jane Murphy as well as Jeremy Young and a couple of the other senior executives that are going to be there to do the training. We're inviting people to always call us, and we're not going to charge them for conversations that we would have with them just to help them stay on track. But for the groups that may need some additional work and they want to have it more formalized, then we would just build a custom program for them to be able to do ongoing work and ongoing training. Also, if there would be any group that would need some of the other services that we provide, obviously they would just call me directly, and we could handle whatever service they need.
Good. How do people sign up? Where do they go? Is there a website? More information?
Sure. They could call me directly. They could go to our website and call me directly, and I can get them signed up. But there is a registration page. It's no www, so it's just accelerationretirement.secure.force.com www.401k.com/registration2015. So I know it's kind of a long one, but if somebody could play it back, I'm sure they could get it again. But they could always go to our website and just call me, and I could direct them to that registration page, or just sign them up verbally.
Great. Okay, I can't wait to hear what people say after they go to the boot camp, because I know just from the day that I was able to spend with you and Jane downtown Pittsburgh, it was like the most enlightening, eye-opening, aha kind of training for 401k advisors or any sales associate in the financial industry that I thought was fantastic, which is again why I was so excited when I saw you had this boot camp and people can get that training in a group format.
Yeah, and a lot of that was even post the meeting work, right? Where we only got to spend, I think, a day on the cold calling side, but certainly we're very happy to be here doing this, and for anybody that would like to attend, we'd be very interested in helping.
Great. Thanks for taking the time today, Todd, and sharing this information, and I look forward to hearing how everything goes and hearing success stories.
Great. Well, no problem. Thank you very much, Sharon.
That was it. Sounds pretty interesting, right? Especially if one of your strategies for growth include making outgoing calls to your list of prospects. And considering that this boot camp is taught by Jane Murphy. For those that don't know, Jane Murphy was responsible for growing sales in Fidelity's small to mid-sized 401k division from $100,000 to more than $2 billion, with a B, $2 billion in new assets every year, all over the phone with her call team. But I'm curious, what do you think? What other resources have you heard of or tried that we should check out and we should look into and I should do a 401k resource review about? Let me know. The best discussions happen after the episode, though, on 401kbestpractices.com, so go over there and share your thoughts now. If you want even more awesome resources and strategies to grow and service a successful 401k practice, plus some personal insights from me that I only talk about in email, come on over to 401kbestpractices.com and sign up for my weekly newsletter. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time with another 401k resource review.